All right, so the NBA Conference Semifinals are upon us, both Eastern Conference and Western Conference. Of course, my team, the Warriors, are in their their own series, so I'll talk about that in separate videos. But we have 3 games to talk about. All game ones have been completed. So yeah, for the conference semifinals, pretty interesting. We only have 8 teams remaining now in the NBA. And let's get into this. So Philadelphia 76ers and Miami Heat. The Heat obviously are heavily favored in this series because Joel Embiid is out for the Sixers. And they won first game pretty easily by 14, 106-92. For the Heat, they had a really good game from Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero was the leading scorer off the bench with 25, and Adebayo at 24. Jimmy Butler, not as good of a game as anticipated, but he still had 15 points. PJ Tucker had 10. Gabe Vincent had 10. For the Sixers, of course, no Joel Embiid. So they had to have a really good game from James Harden. He did okay. He had 16 points, 19 for Tyrese Maxey, and really the good game was from Tobias Harris, who had 27 points. But it was all said and done, though. The Miami Heat dominated this game. Although the Sixers had a really good second quarter, it looked like they might be able to come back from the deficit they were facing. But the Miami Heat in the second half dominated and won game 1, 106-92. So they take a 1-0 lead. Now next we have, on the Western Conference, we have the Phoenix Suns and the Mavericks. I'm personally rooting for the Mavericks because I think if the Warriors, do go to the Western Conference Finals, I think they're an easier matchup. But as expected, the Phoenix Suns won today. Although the Mavericks did have a pretty good end to the game, and it looked like they had some momentum. The final score was 121 Phoenix, 114 Dallas. Phoenix led for most of this game, if not all of it. They had a 10-point lead for, a decent amount of time in the first. They just played pretty good. The Suns had a really good game from DeAndre Ayton, who had 25, 23 from Devin Booker, 19 for Chris Paul. Cam Johnson off the bench with 17, and Mikal Bridges with 13. For the Mavs, not a great game from really anyone except for Luka Doncic, who had 45 points, the most points out of anyone in this game. And he carried the Mavericks really to where they were. Albeit they didn't win, but they did have, a very good game from Luka Doncic. He's going to need to do that every game. But that being said, if he's putting up 45 points and they're not winning, that's kind of a concern. Yeah, so Dorian Finney-Smith had 15. Brunson did not have as good of a game as he did last time. He had 13, 19 for Maxi Kleber. But, the Suns got the win. I think this could be a good series. I could see it going to maybe like 5 games, 6 games, but I think the Suns are the better team. Finally, back on the Eastern Conference, we had the Bucks and the Celtics. Celtics are a higher seed, but they actually did lose to the Bucks, 101-89. The Bucks had an amazing game from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had a triple-double, 24 points, 12 assists, 13 rebounds. Drew Holiday was the leading scorer for Milwaukee. He had 25 points. For the Celtics, they had a pretty good game from Jason Tatum. He had 21 points, but it wasn't really enough. They didn't even crack 90 points. That's a concern. I think the Bucks probably will win this series, but Boston is a really good team, so I won't be surprised if they make it interesting. But yeah, Horford had 12 for Celtics as well, 12 for Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart had 10, but they didn't really have enough. I felt like, the Celtics played okay, but they didn't, exceed my expectations or even really meet my expectations, especially in the second half. They didn't play very good in the second half. And that second quarter was really good for Milwaukee. They had, a lot of good scoring from Giannis. Bobby Portis had 15 points. And, they got the win. So that's all the game ones. I will see you guys in game 2s. These series are getting interesting. So let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And, peace out.